We're going to install IntelliJ IDEA Community Edition on Windows 11. In our browser, let's search for JetBrains, the name of the company that makes IntelliJ. In the search results, we'll select IntelliJ IDEA, and let's click the download button. There are two versions of IntelliJ, the paid version and the Community Edition, which is free. This page lists some of the differences in the two versions. Scrolling through here, let's take a look at a few of the differences. The paid version has additional language support, but the Community Edition is pretty good, including support for Groovy, Kotlin, Scala, among others. In the framework section, we see the major differences between the two versions. The paid version has really good support for Spring, Java EE, and most popular JavaScript UI frameworks such as Vue, Angular, and React. There's support for Maven, Gradle, and Ant for both versions of IntelliJ. Version control support is good for the Community Edition of IntelliJ as well. Finally, Docker and Docker Compose are supported, while Kubernetes and Java application servers such as Glassfish and Tomcat are not. Let's download the Community Edition. While we wait for the download, let's click on the link for the SHA-256 checksum. We'll use it to verify the integrity of our download file before we install it. This is the SHA-256 checksum that we'll use. The download is complete. Let's click on Show in Folder. We see the installation file in our Downloads directory. Before we install it though, let's open up a command window and compute the checksum locally. We'll cd into the Downloads directory, run dir and see our file. Now let's run certutil-hashfile, the name of the executable file, and the hashing algorithm to be used, which is SHA-256. Here we see the checksum value computed locally. Let's compare that value to the value that JetBrains gave us on their site. We could run a tool or something to do the comparison, but let's just do a visual check, which is good enough in this case. We want to see if the two strings are the same, meaning our download was not corrupt or changed since the checksum was computed and uploaded to the JetBrains site. Doing a quick visual check, we see that they are the same, so we're good to continue with the installation. We'll type in the name of the executable file, which is IDEA IC 2022 2.3.exe. In the splash screen, we see the publisher of the file is verified as JetBrains. Let's click on Show More Details, and then show information about the publisher certificate. The certificate was issued to JetBrains SRO. We see the certificate was issued by SSL.com, and it's an EV, or Extended Validation Certificate, which is the highest level of verification they offer. And the date range for the certificate is valid. With all this information, we can feel confident that the software can be trusted and installed on our machine. Let's close this window and click Yes. Then we'll click Next to continue with the installation. We'll accept the defaults and click Next again. On the installation options screen, we'll make a shortcut for IntelliJ, and we'll create associations for the file extensions for Java, Groovy, Kotlin, and KTS, which is the file extension for Kotlin scripts. Let's click Next. Then accept the default for the Start menu folder, and the installation will begin. It takes a while, so we'll click Show Details. Now it's done. We'll check the box to run IntelliJ and click Finish. It's hiding from me, so I'll click the item in the taskbar to bring up the dialog. Confirm the license agreement and click Continue. And I'll say No to data sharing. Finally, we get the IntelliJ splash screen. From this screen, we can tweak a few things. The Darkula theme is very popular, but it doesn't show up well on video, so let's change the theme. I'll click on Customize, and rather than select one of the themes, I'll sync the color scheme to the operating system theme I'm using. Under Plugins, we see there are lots of plugins we can install from the marketplace, but currently only the Kotlin plugin is installed, which is fine for now. Let's create a project to verify the installation of IntelliJ was successful. We'll select Projects, and then New Project. IntelliJ will go out and search our machine for our installed JDK. On the next screen, we'll select the Java language for our project. We'll use the IntelliJ build system, and we see that IntelliJ found our JDK, which we have installed on this machine, version 17. We'll give our project a name of Hello World, and click Create. The main IDE window opens up. Down in the lower right corner, we see IntelliJ is asking us if we want to download index files and source files for the JDK we'll be using. If your internet connection is slow, you might want to skip this step. We'll go ahead and say yes, We see our JDK installation is getting updated with library files and other things. In the project panel, let's open up the source folder. We see a class file called main, which has already been created for us. It's a simple Hello World application. Let's right-click on the green arrow next to the method name and select Run. Then we get an output window, which shows us our code being run. And we see the results, which is simply the message Hello World being printed. So we're all set. We've installed IntelliJ IDEA Community Edition, made a few customizations, built an example application, and run it successfully. Thanks for watching, and remember to always begin secure.